Mr. Speaker, to say the fire in Fort McMurray has been tragic is an understatement. While the efforts of first responders and fire crews continue to protect the people in the city have been heroic, I've heard from many people who are anxious about the future and are unsure if they have a home or a job to return to and are looking for an update on the current state of their homes. To the Deputy Premier, can you update the House on the work that is being done and what still needs to be done before people may return home?
Deputy Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question. Certainly we have a number of individuals working on the ground and in the air as we speak. Our first focus, of course, is critical infrastructure, so we're actively working to assess and repair the power grid, gas lines, water treatment facilities, making sure that there's somewhere for refuse to be disposed of. We are sending teams of inspectors in to conduct structural assessments. Of course, once critical infrastructure is addressed, then we'll be able to move forward to businesses and residences, Mr. Speaker.
First supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that it may take a considerable amount of time before evacuees are able to return home for good, and given that I've heard from many people who are concerned about making ends meet in the meantime, again to the same minister, what is the minister responsible doing to ensure supports are available to the people in the long term?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Of course, ensuring that we get the preloaded debit cards that we've announced into the hands of those who need them most and to everyone as quickly as possible is a high priority. So that has begun already about 45 minutes ago, Mr. Speaker, in Edmonton, Calgary and Lac La Biche. We're continuing to work with the Red Cross to bring in additional supports to residents who may not be in those municipalities but in other parts of our province and even our country, Mr. Speaker. And we continue to work with our partners on the ground in Fort McMurray as well as in the receiving centres to make sure that individuals get the supports they need.
Second supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that some people who call Fort McMurray home have left the province to find temporary housing with friends or family, again to the Deputy Premier, what supports are available to those people who are waiting to come back home?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Certainly, if anyone requires special assistance, joining in the town hall conversations that are happening tonight and tomorrow night and raising your questions would be useful, as well as calling 310-4455 if you have any questions that require immediate support. We also want to ensure that everyone who needs the resources the most in terms of those preloaded cards gets them as quickly as possible, and we're working with industry so that workers who are returning in short order get the supports they need, both in Fort McMurray and their families if they're not able to return in the other communities throughout Alberta and Canada, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.